Since October 12th, when the ceasefire took hold under the US brokered plan, Hamas has moved to reimpose control on Gaza streets with raids and a spate of public executions of rivals and alleged collaborators. On October 15th, Hamas conducted armed sweeps against powerful clans and militias alongside on-the-spot killings framed as crime control. These actions follow executions in September, which were formally announced by Hamas-led authorities, indicating a pattern of targeted killings to deter dissent and consolidate rule as the movement negotiates its post-war role. Human rights monitors have condemned summary executions after the ceasefire as violations of due process and the right to life, adding to long-standing findings of arbitrary and unlawful killings in areas under Hamas control. The Trump peace plan's early phases hinge on calm, monitored demobilization and governance under an internationally supervised Palestinian committee, ultimately requiring Hamas to disarm. Public executions cut directly against the plan's law and order premise and complicate compliance. CENTCOM publicly urged Hamas to stop violence against civilians and to disarm without delay, underscoring the gap between on-paper commitments and the on-the-ground coercion. CENTCOM publicly urged Hamas to stop violence against civilians and to disarm without delay, underscoring the gap between on-paper commitments and on-the-ground coercion.
How long will it take Hamas to disarm, and can you guarantee that is going to happen?
Well, they're going to disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you. But if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games.
President Trump has threatened forcible disarmament if Hamas fails to comply. Yet he also appeared to downplay the Hamas killings, saying the group is, and I quote, taking out very bad gangs, a remark that risks blurring the red lines about extrajudicial force. That ambiguity raises monitoring and enforcement challenges for US officials and international partners. It threatens to label Trump's victory lap in Egypt as premature. Israel is tying key steps like aid access to deliverables such as the full return of hostage remains and verifiable demilitarization. Ceasefire breaches combined with public killings give Israeli officials grounds to slow or suspend concessions. Extrajudicial killings suggest Hamas is prioritizing internal repression over de-escalation, raising doubts about near-term weapons surrender or dismantling of armed units. This further complicates the peace deal as Israel has vowed to crush Hamas's terror infrastructure across Gaza. The public executions simply provide more ammunition to the Israeli case. Public killings by Hamas since the ceasefire are more than isolated abuses. They are signals about who truly wields force in Gaza. Each instance undercuts the rule of law foundation the peace deal needs and fractures the Palestinian social landscape the plan aims to stabilize. Israel's military is waiting in the wings behind the established yellow line. Unless the executions stop, these actions are likely to slow, shrink, or even sink the deal's next phases.